Hi there, boys and girls. How are you? I want to read you another story about building today. I hope you've had fun discovering many ways you can play with different things and build different things. This book is called Iggy Peck, Architect. Do you know what an architect is? An architect is somebody who draws plans for construction people to then build the building. So they do something that's called a blueprint. So they make a plan before they start. Let's see what this Iggy is all about. Iggy Peck, Architect. I think there might be some rhyming words in here. Oh, what kind of tools does he use? Measuring tools. I'm gonna go this way so you can see the pictures instead of me. Young Iggy Peck is an architect, and he has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only half an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Ugh. Good gracious Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded as a light wind blew past and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Oh, P.U. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That is disgusting and nasty, and it stinks. Aw, poor guy. That might have hurt his feelings. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples and temples from modeling clay. I saw Maddie build a bridge with her apples yesterday. That was pretty neat. Skipping a page. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from the pancakes and coconut pie. Wow. Dear Ig had made it until 2nd grade when his teacher, Miss Lila Greer, on the very first day she had this to say, we do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings, ancient or new, she said. That's sad. In her lecture about architecture, that it had no place in grade 2. Oh, if you're interested in it, then it's always something you want to learn about. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she'd had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. A really, really tall building is called a skyscraper. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. Oh, uh-oh. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator eating cheese with a French circus troupe. Oh my. After that day, it's quite safe to say she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that, above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. Whoa, look at that. You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? She's angry. Do you need to see Principal How? No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. Oh, that sounds like a lot more fun. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a bubbling stream, but they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Lila Greer started to scream. We're trapped here. Oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye. Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted and not dead. Uh-oh, I think she got really scared and she fainted. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. They're all working together. What are they doing? Looks like they're gathering things. Maybe they're working on a plan. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots, strings, fruit roll-ups, and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge, dangling from shoestring suspension. Look at the picture. Do you know what things he should not mention? I see something funny up here. I think it's somebody's underwear. It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than spend your time building a dream. Now, every week at Blue River Creek, elementary and second grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie. That brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. Look at him. He loves buildings. He had some good ideas, and they all worked together to get themselves saved. That was awesome. I love that book.
Hi guys, I hope you liked that story. They were really busy building that bridge to get them off that little island, with their teacher. That was pretty funny. They did a great job. And I want to talk about somebody else who builds. Some of the busiest builders are bees, and it is actually World Bee Day. There's a store right next to our school. It's called Savannah Bee. I don't know if you've ever been there, but if you get to go downtown with Mommy, maybe you guys can stop in there, because the lady that owns the store, her name is Julie, and she's a friend of me and Mrs. Nelson. And if you tell her you're from our school and that we are your teachers, I'm sure she might have a special treat for you, and she would be happy to tell you all about bees and show you all the stuff in her store that bees make. Do you like honey? Do you know bees make honey? Honey is delicious. I want to show you a video about bees and how they work, and then maybe we can make a bee honeycomb or a bee house together, okay? Take a look.